Here? Yes, sir. And were there still other people in the neighborhood? Well, there probably was, but most of the people in the alley, that's just about where everybody was, they had left. Right. You mean out of approximately how many people, well, how many people were there at one time, if you can recall, please, for us? It looked to be about 300 or 400 people there. That's right. Now, these two shotgun blasts you heard 15 minutes afterwards, to your knowledge, did any of those other 300 or 400 people hear the same shotgun blast? Yes, sir. Objection, Your Honor. How could he possibly know who heard what? It is only what he heard. Excuse me, counsel, this is only cross-examination. And don't ask him impossible questions. I have an objection, if Your Honor, please. Ask your question again. And to your knowledge, did anyone else hear those shotgun blasts besides you and your brother? I wouldn't know. You don't know? We were in the alley. We were coming through the alley by ourselves. I don't know who was out there on Baltimore Street, who was on Lombard Street. I couldn't see through the houses. And did you attempt to find out where they were coming from? No. Did any other crowd gather about 15 minutes afterwards to hear where those two shotgun blasts were coming from? No, sir. That didn't bring anyone out of the houses? Not that I know of. No one of the 300 or 400 people, to your knowledge, returned to find out what the other two shotgun blasts were about? Not that I know of. All right. Now, Mr. Hill, you state that you saw Mr. Plum on the roof over here, just about 2 houses down? Yes, sir. Now, that is a garage roof over here. The garage roof is directly in front of my house. Directly in front of your house. And that's where you first saw him? Yes, sir. All right. And you also saw officers there at that time? Yes, sir. All right, starting point, anyone?
Yes.
Right, the defendant, Daniel Haro? Yes, sir. And the other one as being who? The man sitting next to him. Photograph number 2 as being the defendant, Frank Tavares? Yes, sir. Now, at that time, when you saw those photographs in September, where did you believe you had seen those two persons before? Those were the 2 men that were left behind that were running over the hill. At that time, that is, before you testified before the grand jury, were you shown only those 2 photographs, numbers 1 and 2, or were you shown all of the photographs that you now see before you? I was shown all of them, sir. That is People's Exhibits 11 and 12? Yes, sir. No further questions of this witness, Your Honor. You may cross-examine, sir. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Valet, as I understand, on that evening, you proceeded out to the beach with a person named Doug Hoffman. Is that correct? Yes, sir. Is he a friend of yours from the Navy? Yes, sir. Is Mr. Hoffman of Mexican descent? No, sir, he isn't, sir. You indicated that you got to the beach area at Imperial Beach about 1 o'clock in the morning the first time. Is that correct? Yes, sir. I was paying $38,000 plus whatever he, I'm sorry, $38,000 plus whatever he had paid? Okay. Actually would be half of what he paid, right? Because you still owned the property half and half? Yeah, but he was buying me out, so he took his half and my half and put all his labor and